Okay, if you're on a budget and you're currently deciding if you're going for a used RTX 3060 Ti or going for a brand new RTX 5060. Now, I know both of these cards are 8GB of VRAM. However, you're on a budget, and this will be enough for your needs. You would have seen all the reviews, and all the reviews would point out that the 3060 Ti is actually slightly better compared to the 5060. However, what if I tell you that's not always the case? We've tested both of these cards side by side in multiple resolutions, 1080p, 1440p, and 4K, and what we found out is that the 5060 actually wins a lot of the games compared to the 3060 Ti. So, we've got a lot of things to go through. Let's start with the first game. CyberPunk 2077, and we're running 1080p ultra settings. And in here, boys, look at that one. We're getting 90 FPS on the 5060 and 81 FPS on around 80 FPS on the 3060 Ti. That's about what? 15% gains compared to the 3060 Ti, and we're also much more power efficient in here. 130 watts against about 220 watts on the 3060 Ti. Moving on to Oblivion Remastered. Now, this game has a lot of stutters when we're on the open world, and that's a given. However, in this case, we are actually getting higher average FPS with a 5060, although the lows do go to the 3060 Ti. On Stellar Blade, the 5060 does get higher average FPS compared to the 3060 Ti. However, you would notice at 1080p that a lot of those micro stuttering with the 5060. However, this does improve when we go through higher resolution. Warzone, and Warzone, this is our first competitive game, and in here, boys, the 5060 is just the clear winner compared to the 3060 Ti. It's just much better and consumes less power, whether we are on the running benchmark or on our firing benchmark. The 5060 is just superior here compared to this older card. In Delta Force, it's actually pretty similar with both cards. Now, you do see that the 3060 Ti may have a little bit of lead here compared to the 5060, but they're more or less the same. We'll have to check out how this one performs when we go to 1440p later on. In Apex Legends, with our heavy action scene, and you can see that the 5060 is actually the better card here, better stability compared to the 3060 Ti. On our static scenes, we do get like max FPS with our 5060 compared to the 3060 Ti, which isn't reaching that maximum FPS. The lows are more or less the same. However, you can see that in this game, those heavy action scenes are much more important, so the 5060 is actually the clear winner here. And Marvel Rivals, this one pretty clear, boys. You do get better FPS with our 5060, and once again, better power consumption as well, or efficiency, with the 5060 compared to the older 3060 Ti. That's what, like 150 FPS compared to about 140 FPS. The lows are much better with our 5060, 127 against about 110 with the 3060 Ti. Now, Valorant is a CPU intensive game, and what we're trying to look in here is just the driver overhead, trying to rule out if there are any differences between both of these guys. And you can see we're not GPU bottleneck. However, we are getting better numbers here with the 3060 Ti compared to our 5060 on the grenade benchmark. When we go to the walking benchmark, it's the same thing. It's actually much more pronounced with the 3060 Ti. It's much better performance compared to the 5060. And that's probably where the lead for the 3060 Ti. When we go to PUBG, another competitive game wherein it's more about situational awareness, it's a slower paced game. However, in this one, the 5060 has the lead, whether we are on the running or on our heavy action benchmark. In Helldivers 2, the 5060 once again is the better card compared to the 3060 Ti. That's what, 130 FPS compared to 120 FPS. Yes, it's about 10 FPS difference. This is already a sizable lead compared to the 3060 Ti. We'll have to see how this one performs on 1440p and 4K. And Path of Exile 2, this one's pretty clear. The 5060 is just better here compared to the 3060 Ti. Now, there's no upscaling here. We did use DLSS, but this was with DLAA, and that's what, 124 FPS against 106 FPS, and the lows are pretty clear as well, 115 FPS compared to 98. So the 5060 is the clear winner here for Battle of Exile 2. And before we proceed to 1440p performance testing, boys, if you want to see more videos like this, subscribe to the channel. We're a pretty small channel, so we would really like for you guys to join. CyberPunk 1440p Ultra with DLSS quality upscaling transformer model, and in here, boys, we're running 75 FPS with our 5060 against 66 FPS with our RTX 3060 Ti. That's what, about 16% lead with the 5060 compared to the 3060 Ti. In Oblivion Remastered, we're getting pretty close with both cards, right? 76 FPS against about 68 FPS with our RTX 3060 Ti, about 5% lead, although the lows do go to the 3060 Ti. In Stellar Blade, we do get like better frame pacing now with our RTX 5060. You will get about 10% lead on the RTX 5060 against the 3060 Ti. And yes, the power efficiency is still there. 5060 is only using about 130 watts compared to 225 watts with our 3060 Ti, whether we are on the action or on our static benchmark. Now, Warzone at 1440p with DLSS upscaling, they're quite similar. The performance is really close to each other. 172 FPS against 170, very close, like margin of error. And this goes with both walking or on the firing benchmark. They're very close to each other. And so it's the same thing with Delta Force on our walking benchmark. They're very close to each other. I think it's only on the 0.1% lows, wherein it goes to the 3060 Ti. When we do get into the firing benchmark, the 5060 shows a little lead there in terms of the average FPS and 1% lows, but the performance is more or less the same. You probably wouldn't notice this with this difference. At 1440p with Apex Legends, and it's the same thing here, boys. The 5060 is actually the much better card compared to the 3060 Ti in terms of stability. Look at that one, right? It's much more stable compared to the 3060 Ti. And on the static benchmark, yeah, that's about like 10 FPS difference there between both cards. A slightly better 0.1% lows with the RTX 5060. Now, on Marvel Rivals at 1440p with DLSS upscaling, it is now different. We do get better results now with the 3060 Ti compared to when we were at 1080p. The lows are actually catching up with the 5060. The lows are actually much better on really heavy scenes now with the 3060 Ti compared to when we did this at 1080p. And Valorant with our heavy action benchmark, both of these guys perform very similar. Now, we're still not GPU bottleneck in here. We're actually limited by a CPU. However, when we go into the walking benchmark, the RTX 3060 still is the better card in terms of raw frame rates. PUBG remains the same. It still is in favor of the RTX 5060. We still get lower GPU power with our 5060, which is expected compared to the 3060 Ti. On a heavy action benchmark, however, the performance is very close compared to previously, so it was very close performance. In Helldivers 2, we're still getting superior experience with our 5060 compared to our 3060 Ti, whether we are on the Gatling benchmark or on the Stratagem benchmark. And once again, on Path of Exile 2, we are still getting much better experience with our 5060 compared to the 3060 Ti. Yes, the FPS is still high, however, yeah, that's still like a pretty huge difference between both cards, especially on the lows, right? You've got 120 FPS on the lows versus 104 on the 3060 Ti. Okay, for 4K testings, we're just picking some single player games and one competitive game wherein it's practical. Yes, these guys are not designed for 4K. However, it's good to see that it is still able to play 4K. We start with CyberPunk 2077, and this is at 4K ultra settings with DLSS upscaling. And in here, boys, that's 35 FPS against 30 FPS with our RTX 3060 Ti. So definitely another win for the RTX 5060. The FPS is really low, but I'm just showing if it's capable of doing 4K. You can lower settings and you'll get much better FPS, obviously. Oblivion Remastered, this is a really clear difference between both of these cards. Boys, look at the frame pacing. It's actually much better with our 3060 Ti against the RTX 5060. Now, I'm not sure if this is with the PCIe lanes or the bus width, but yeah, that's a clear difference there. We are nearing our VRAM It's 7.7 gigabytes of VRAM on both cards, but we haven't maxed out. We are on DLSS and we have medium settings in here. Obviously you can lower the settings, but right, it's playable with the 3060 Ti. I would prefer the 3060 Ti in here compared to the 5060. Now in Stellar Blade, we actually get a better experience here with our RTX 5060. Yes, it's a sub 60 FPS, but you know, it's a single player game. You know, if you just want to chill, it's doable with the RTX 5060. We're using only about 7 gigabytes of VRAM on both cards. Doable, and this is very high settings for both cards. This is very high setting. The RTX 5060 is slightly better here compared to the 3060 Ti. Once again, on Helldivers 2, we've got better performance with our 5060 against the 3060 Ti. About 5 FPS difference there, but that's still what, 10%? 5 to 10% lead in favor of the RTX 5060. And lastly, we have a PUBG running 4K competitive settings at DX11 enhanced. Now, this is probably the only competitive game wherein I put 4K settings, and because it's variable, right? And PUBG is a slower paced game and we want maximum visibility. So if you've got a 4K screen, if you want to see just that situational awareness, it's doable with PUBG. We got about 140 FPS with a 5060 against the 3060. Although it does stabilize when we go to the heavy action benchmark, not as high compared to the running benchmark, but yeah, it's doable if you want to experience 4K. It's doable. Not recommended, but doable. The results are very interesting. It's not like an obvious 3060 is much better compared to the 5060. There are a lot of games or a lot of scenarios when the 5060 is actually the more obvious choice compared to the 3060 Ti. And yes, they both have 8 gigabytes of VRAM. It will be obsolete soon if you're gonna play AAA games. However, if you're just playing these games like this and you're willing to lower the settings, it is a good enough solution for a budget gamer. And with the RTX 5060, you do get warranty if you're purchasing new. However, there are some issues that I've encountered with the RTX 5060, like in Oblivion Remastered. I did get a little bit of stuttering in there, and I did also have some crashes when I was running it on 1440p. So that's something for you to know, which I didn't get with the 3060 Ti. And at Stellar Blade, you do get that micro stuttering on the lower resolution 1080p, which does resolve when you get to higher resolution, right? I did test that multiple times as well. I still get the same result. With Warzone, I did get some situations wherein I had crashes with our RTX 5060. Now, I don't know if this will be fixed with a driver update, but yeah, that's something for you to know as well. Whereas with the 3060 Ti, I never got that issue, but with the RTX 5060, this one seems to have had that issue. I also tested the 3070 against the 5060, and the results were actually much closer compared to this one. So if you want to see that, click this video right here, and I'll see you guys over there.